Alright gamers, this is message time. Welcome to Retro Time, and it's time for a retro review. So, in this review, I'm reviewing the next chapter after Mega Man Zero is over. So, Mega Man Zero ended in tragedy, but there was a continuation of that series in a game called Mega Man ZX. And I just wanted to review this and talk about it and how I feel about it in general. So, let's get into it. Alright, gamers, so we're looking at Mega Man ZX here, and I will say this is a good story, but it takes a little while to pick up. Now, the whole setting and story takes place 100 years after the other Mega Man game. There's still connections to it, and it's explained why throughout the game, so I'm not going to give that away. But I want to get down to basic mechanics, the music, talk a little bit more about the story, and the style of it and how it looks. And also, yeah, I think I mentioned everything there. I'll go over it again as I go. But yeah, Mega Man ZX is relatively pretty good. It's not one of my top. It's not my top favorite. My top favorite is still Mega Man Zero 2. But this is a continuation of Mega Man Zero, the series before this. So, but the beginning of the story, you do end up like in some sort of tragedy, and then you acquire the suits. The main character right there in the blue on the screen, that's the guy you're playing as. His name's Vent. He you find out a lot about him throughout the story. This is kind of built around the idea of what anime is today, but I like it better because it's a video game form. You don't go and watch a show to learn this stuff. You have to play through the video game. But as you can see right here, the cutscenes are really anime oriented. They're drawn like anime, which I don't have a problem with. I did not like the beginning of it solely because of you see what's going on the screen, how the human beings get the suits, and then you turn into, as you can see here, Mega Man X. Yeah, let's just watch. So, you turn into Mega Man X, which I didn't like it at first, but going on deeper in the story, you really just see why this all happened, and you understand it a lot better. And there's a lot more backstory to this, so if you really want to know what's going on here, I have another video discussing it. I'll talk about that at the end of this if you want to know backstory and lore, because people have been talking to me about this. So, gameplay mechanics are very good. I do enjoy it. It's about the same as every Mega Man game there is. They haven't changed the mechanics. The only real issue I had, and I didn't realize it till the end because somebody explained it to me, is there's sub-tanks you have to collect. There's items that make your health meter go up, and then there's items that gives you powers, which I have yet to find in the game. But I finished the game last night, so that's why I'm reviewing it today. It has the same mechanics as every other Mega Man game. It's just pretty awesome. No cyber elves in this game. I have yet to see a cyber elf. I mean, I've seen them, but they were like they weren't acquired in the game this time. There's no option to select them. There's no option to use them or anything like that. So that mechanic is fully gone. You just survive off of sub-tanks and then acquiring items along the way that make your health meter bigger, and you have a lot more health. But I did not know this till the end of the game. So I went back later on in the game because it doesn't really explain too much, and found it throughout the game. So I wish I had a manual on this a little bit. So the other thing I thought that was really cool is you get to switch suits. So if you've played the other Mega Man Zero games, you learn that there are other Reploids out there that are playable and very much similar to the other forms of Mega Man. And the ones that look a lot like the Mega Man, which is the girl that swims, like Harpooey, and the other, I can't think of the other ones' names, but I'm learning about them as I go. But basically, you can turn into that, and right there's the capability he just did, where he turned into key, which is a outfit that allows you to become ninja form, which I'm not sure where it came from, and I'm gonna have to look more into this again. Maybe that's an X, and I just haven't experienced it yet because I played through Mega Man Zero games, and I found out a lot about Mega Man through that way. But as you can see, you got Zero there. Zero is the main outfit you go to the most. At the very last boss fight, you end up having to be stuck becoming him because the cutscenes make you become him, and I'm fine with that. Um, Weapon-wise, I would say Zero's outfit is by far the strongest. Now, what I didn't understand is why the capability of X's outfit was gone after you became Zero. That's something I did not realize. I didn't understand why, but it just never really explained it. I guess in the story, I have to look a little bit more into it. Maybe it did, and I went over it because there's a lot to take in here. But all in all, a pretty fun game. And as you can see on the side there, the health meter is very small and very limited. So you go through later on and you collect sub tanks and balls that allow your health to grow more. They're called life up. So, the music in this game, there's some tracks I like, and some tracks that just stick in your head, and you're just like, why is this song in my head? But it's like, I'm not, I like it. I like it for what it is, but I feel like there's a lot of like techno-y, upbeat kind of songs, and I understand it's a theme from Mega Man, but a lot of them haven't. A lot of people haven't even bothered to make them into metal themes yet, and I'm waiting for people to like make these songs, some of these songs, into metal themes, because I just enjoy hearing the tracks based with the heavier guitar and heavier riffs in it. I don't know. I've always been a fan of like looking at gaming music and looking at metal versions of the gaming music instead of the original version. But there were songs in here that I really, really like. Like if you go to the last boss building, there's a song called Snake Eyes, and it's really, really, it sounds creepy. Like, you know you're getting ready to go into the boss once you hear that song. Um, so in the Mega Man Zero games, there was always a sound effect that before you went into the boss that I noticed wasn't in this game, and I don't know why they didn't have the boss fight sounding things or sound. I don't know why, but it was not a very big deal. They were trying to kind of just take this game in a new route, which I kind of understand because after the events of Mega Man Zero, they were trying to move on and bring it back to life and try to reuse what they had from past games. So, all in all, I like the music. I like the video game mechanics. Story-wise, pretty good. It doesn't actually pick up till like halfway through. There's a few missions you got to do at the first that are at the beginning that are very tedious, but once you get past the first missions, it's totally worth a playthrough. And you just have to sit through the first like I'd say 3 missions, and then the story really picks up. The opening part right here, the cutscene we're seeing. This is where the story starts off. But after this part, and you run through and you defeat the first like boss, I want to say. You don't really experience much of the story. There's things you got to do, like side missions that you have to do before you move into the next part of it. So, I don't know what that was about. It's just that was kind of weird, I thought. So, as for story-wise, I like it. You just gotta wait a little bit. There's a lot of backstory here, and I suggest you checking it out because you do find out stuff later on that if you haven't played Mega Man Zero or anything like that, I suggest you do. But the main characters are the people right here. The guy in the blue you're about to see, this guy right here, he's the main character of the game. Now, when you first start this game, you can choose between a guy or a girl, and as you can see on the side borders of my screen, the left side is a girl, the right side is a guy, and it looks like by looking at the game right here, you have the girl. Yeah, that looks like the girl version. Yeah, she's kind of Kirby, and then you got the guy version over here who's a little bit more built like a guy. So that's there. Yeah, I chose Vent because I'm a guy, so I wanted to play through it as a guy because, for me, Mega Men are guys. But if you're a girl, choose a girl. I don't care. It's cool to see that they made the whole thing. They put that option in there of you becoming a guy and a girl. All right. So, um, the story's pretty good. Like I said, it does pick up a little bit after the opening. You have to do some side things, but it's good. I'll rate it later on. And then there was one more thing I want to talk about here. I'm trying to think. Oh, the style of the game. The style of the game is very, very good. I did like a lot of some of the cutscenes. They didn't put too many cutscenes in this because they didn't want to make it all like based around anime. They wanted to stick more with uh, the game's plot and everything, which is perfectly fine. I completely understand because this is Mega Man is and always has been a game, but it has some anime elements to it. So you're gonna see cutscenes of anime elements in it, and they're pretty decently drawn. I'm not a huge fan of anime anymore, like I used to be. Um, it looks like the basic style of anime to me, but I'm sure if you're into anime, you could judge for yourself. And I think that's about everything for this. I think I went over everything that I needed to. Um, all in all, I think it's a pretty good game for the storyline of Mega Man. Next one is Mega Man ZX Advent, and then I'm going to go back and re-explore all the games. So let's get back to my face again and talk about what I rate the game and just the outro of everything in my last thoughts. So. All right. So this is my final thoughts. Um, what I think is I really, really like this game. I didn't like it as much as Mega Man Zero Two. Mega Man Zero Two is what really boosted the Mega Man series for me in general. I am gonna go back and re-explore all of them because there's probably stuff in Mega Man X that I haven't experienced yet, and Mega Man the original. So, I feel like the original Mega Man is set in a different timeline or a different universe than the Mega Man Zero and X trilogy. Um, a lot of people told me to stick to that storyline, but I wanted to play all of them just to get a feel for how all the games actually are. Um, but all in all, I give the game an 8. It was good, but it wasn't as good as Mega Man Zero Two. Mega Man Zero Two still a 9 for me. But if you know if you're interested in any of this backstory or the deep lore of it, I got 2 videos which we're gonna go to my other channel, and I'm gonna show you right now where those are, and you can watch those if you want to know the backstory and the lore I talk about. And also, if you have comments you want to make on the lore or anything related to the lore, comment it here or on my other channel. But let's take a look. So, right here is my channel. This is No Such Time. I've talked about this a couple times. Please subscribe if you haven't. But right here, I have 2 videos. So this was the first one I made after I finished Mega Man Zero. Oh, I went off and made this video about how we need a continuation. And later on, that got explained, but there's still stuff there that needs to be filled in. And that's why I went off and made this one. This one here actually really, really put a perspective on why I feel we need this, but there's something here that needs explained. And like I said again, if you're really, really into the lore and know what I'm talking about here, then you want to check this out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then, you know, go and play the games. I highly suggest it. Alright, so there you have it. Go check out my main channel, No Such Time, because that's where I do all my video game related stuff. My review channel and my retro review channel is here, so that's where this will be. I know I'm making that obvious, but that's just why I separated the two, because I do reviews on that channel, but that's for newer games that come out. And the reviews of games that are older are going to be on this channel, so that's why I do it this way. Um, but yeah, guys, that's about it for me. If you like this review and you want to see more like this, because I'm about to play later on tonight Mega Man ZX Advent. That's going to be the next installment, and then I will have finished out the whole Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. So I'm going to do an ultimate review of that over on my next channel and talk about that whole thing. But yeah, that's about it for me, guys. So if you like what you saw here, hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Um, and I'm looking for subscribers on this. I need more. And also hit the notification bell and help me make this channel grow. I really want this channel to grow because this has some good reviews on it, and I want to watch this channel grow more into a bigger channel so people can come here for reviews. With that said, guys, that's it, and keep gaming, gamers, and also play the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. It was a wonderful thing for me to purchase, and then that'll lead you into the other games. So, alright, take it easy.